So good day everyone. Today we'll discuss about groundwater. And we all know the earth is full of water. So what is groundwater? So groundwater is the water that moves through the soil and the rocks below Earth's surface. Groundwater came from the rain, snow, sleet, and the hail soaked into the ground. Water that moves down into the ground through cracks and the holes because of gravity. Water passes between particles of the soil until it reaches a depth where the ground filled with water. So let's talk about porosity. What is porosity?
Water moves spaces between the soil particles. This space is called pore. Not all soils have the same amount of pore space. Porosity depends on the number and size of pores in soil. The pores in soil are all connected, allowing water to pass through them. This means that soil is permeable. How easily water moves through the soil is called permeability. It is the rate at which water flows through empty spaces. Gravel, sand, clay, and dirt have very different permeability and porosity.
And let's talk about permeability. So what is permeability?
Pore spaces must be connected in order for water to flow through them. The rock or soil is then known as permeable. Sandstone is a good example of permeable surface. If pore spaces are not connected, the object is said to be impermeable. Water cannot flow through into the groundwater system. Granite is an example of impermeable rock. It does not have many pore spaces. Clay has many pore spaces, but they are not well connected, so it is not a permeable surface.
Porosity versus permeability.
Soils with many small pores can hold a lot of water, but it takes longer for the water to go into pores. If a soil has higher porosity, it has lower permeability. A soil's porosity and permeability are important to many people. Farmers must be aware of this soil condition so they can determine the best way to grow crops. Builders are also consider this condition in the area they plan to build. Environmentalists watch porosity and permeability closely when there is a risk that a pollutant might be introduced into the groundwater supply. Water will continue to soak into the ground until it reaches a layer of impermeable rock. Once water reaches an impermeable layer, it keeps the pore spaces into the layers above it filled. Water that moves freely in a layer of permeable rock is called an aquifer. Wells extract water from aquifers. Good porosity aquifers are both porous and permeable.
How do we use it? You should know that half of America drinking water came from the groundwater. It's utilized crop irrigation, for industry, and for mining. So, water
Water
surface.
is essential for all life to survive. Everything on earth is linked to water either directly or indirectly. Streams and rivers move water across the land. Clouds transport water across the sky. And ponds, lakes, marshes, and swamps often hold water in place. Water is important as a foundation for life and for its habitats. When it's rain or snow, some of the water that falls to the surface moves as runoff. It's collected in rivers, lakes, and oceans. Groundwater and surface water are connected by the water cycle. also known as the hydrologic cycle. It describes the continuous movement of water above on and below the surface of the earth.
So what is the difference between the two? The surface water and the groundwater. So surface water is found on the surface, and the groundwater found under the ground. So surface water and the groundwater are both vital for the life on Earth. Both need to be kept clean, and both need to be conserved.